Hey guys, it's Timothy here. Let's see if we can redeem ourselves for our last vintage cube draft. And this is definitely the type of pack that could do it. There are lots of really good cards here. There's Yawgmoth's Will, which is fantastic in Storm. Strip Mine, which has some cool combos, and it's just generally okay. Goes good with Crucible of the Worlds. There's Mana Crypt and Fast Bond as well. As much as I want to take Yawgmoth's Will and just force a Storm deck, there's nothing wheeling out this pack for. I think Mana Crypt is just good. And Fast Bond's also really interesting. Fast Bond, Strip Mine, and Crucible of Worlds just lets you Armageddon your opponent as much as you feel like it, basically. This is also good with wheel effects and stuff like that, Memory Jar and whatnot, but it does take a little bit of extra to make it really good, whereas Mana Crypt's always going to be good. I like these fast mana cards, and I like to pick them up whenever I get the chance. Everything else in the pack is just fair, so it's one of these three cards definitely, and, we'll see what wheels here. I imagine the two cards we pointed out, Yawgmoth's Will and Fast Bond, will not wheel, but who knows. So, following that up, we have, Tamiyo's really nice. Tamiyo's just super good card. There's Phyrexian Metamorph, the big Eldrazi, Emrakul, the take your turn, too good for standard Emrakul. There's also a Signet here. I don't mind the Signets. I might just take Phyrexian Metamorph. Metamorph is pretty much always good. It's either that or the Signet. Like I said, these fast mana decks are pretty good here. So deciding between these three and the Signet. I like the Signet worse, starting off with a Mana Crypt. I might just take Phyrexian Metamorph here. Tamiyo's the sweet pick. Well, Emrakul's the sweet pick. Tamiyo's the follow-up sweet pick, the honorable mention sweet pick. And then there's Metamorph, which I do love me some Metamorph. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. Just very versatile. Ooh, follow that up with possibly Basalt Monolith. What else do we have here? Just a bunch of fair cards. Necromancy for the Reanimator decks. Batterskull is also probably really good with what we already have. I think it's probably strong. Baleful Strixen Enlightened Tutor going down this path. Looks like we're going to be very artifact-centric, but I'm going to go ahead and pick up Basalt Monolith, and we'll look to ramp into some big colorless things. Maybe even non-colorless things. So on that note, there's Palancron. Palancron goes infinite with High Tide, but you need, ways to recycle the High Tide and reuse it. I guess there's Freyalise here, which is pretty good in this cube. I made the mistake last time, and some people pointed it out in the comments of my last video of not main decking Reclamation Sage. These artifact destruction, these naturalize effects are just very good in this format altogether. Bonfire of the Damned is interesting with what we've already got, but there's still nothing that's really saying, hey, take this, you have to have this. So I guess I'll just keep taking some fast mana here until I see something that really catches my eye. Lodestone Golem is not bad. There's that Rex Sage we're talking about. Arbor Elf for ramp decks. Mirari's Wake, pretty strong too, if I have a reason for double mana. Could be good if I get some Fireball type effects, which we just passed one. Mirari's Wake. Interesting. Tundra is also a consideration. I think I'm going to take Lodestone Golem and look to go down this artifact path. Being able to play this on potentially turn 1 or 2 is pretty strong. I can play Basalt Monolith on turn 1 potentially, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take that. Passing up on Mirari's Wake. Here, Genesis Wave is definitely interesting considering what we've already got. Dragonlord Ojutai is just a solid card. There's Kothier if you feel like being the fun police. And then I guess outside of that, there's Bayou, Jit, Buried Alive. I am seeing a good number of Reanimator cards going by, but I am intentionally trying to do something different. Might just take Gen Wave, although triple green is a thing, but these big ramp decks tend to be somewhere around blue-green, reddish. Not a lot of incentive to draft black. You get a lot of artifact stuff. Yeah. Go and take the Genesis Wave. Follow that up with... another Reanimator card. Lots of red stuff, but no very interesting red stuff. I could take Oracle of Moldiah, I could take Sower of Temptation, or I could take Gruul Signet. Here I'm leaning towards one of the actual cards. I really like Oracle of Moldiah, but it is a little bit worse in this cube than it is in the modern cube. Still solid. Could also just take Gruul Signet, right, and stay with artifacts. Although we don't really have threats at the moment, so Oracle of Moldiah or Sower. Sower's good. I do like Sower, but we're going to take that Signet. Mana Flare and Heartbeat of Spring in the same pack. Mana doublers. Ooh, also Tooth and Nail. Well, I want to do something unfair here. I need the creatures to back it up, but this is something that's worth ramping into. Tooth and Nail is very strong. Mana Flare is also just very good. It doubles all mana, basically, but only land mana. Heartbeat of Spring is basically the same exact thing. In fact, are these the same exact thing? I think they're the same exact thing. I didn't really catch on to that. Also didn't know Mana Flare had different art. I guess this is online only art, but I'm going to take Tooth and Nail. Tooth and Nail is busted. Strip Mine came back. Fast Bond did not. Could take Xenagos, although it doesn't really make mana unless you're... it doesn't make extra mana unless you have a bunch of creatures, which we do not right now. Soulfire Grandmaster is interesting with some of these other cards. Might just take Strip Mine. Strip Mine seems pretty good here, but I don't know that I'm actually playing it. Follow up Strip Mine with either Taiga or Search for Tomorrow. Probably just Taiga here. Who knows? I could end up getting some red cards. Phyrexian Metamorph. Like, right now, I'm basically just green. Phyrexian Metamorph, you can play off of blue mana, so it doesn't really force you into blue. Search for Tomorrow is fine, but I'm going to go and take Taiga. I like having good mana if that option comes up. Progenitus. That's something to Tooth and Nail. Could also just take Enlighten Tutor here and fetch up any of these other cards. Progenitus is calling my name. I don't know that that's the right thing to do. It's probably not, but it is the sweet thing to do, right? The problem with Progenitus is you're never casting it. Song of the Dryad is also a decent way to deal with problematic things. Let's go and take Progenitus. And something's going on with my mouse here. The Freylease came back. There's also Bonfire of the Damned. Which of these would we prefer? Given that we're going down the Tooth and Nail route, I think I'm going to go with Freylease here. It does technically ramp you. It's also Palancron still, but I'm not really big on that. Mirari's Wake, nice. So we've got basically our pile here, and then our maybe pile is these two cards. And Strip Mine could find its way into our deck. Also Sacred Foundry, something fetchable if I get a red dual land. Or rather, a red fetch land. Stormbreath Dragon always comes last. If I get a red fetch land, it can grab green and white for me, which is worth noting here. Alright, so neither of these two cards. Ooh, Big Ulamog is super nice. Turnabout, if we had gone down the Storm path. Swords to Plowshare is always good. And then there's Spirebluff Canal. I'm definitely just taking Ulamog here. Ulamog's good. It's not the good Ulamog, but it's still good. We would rather have the other Ulamog, which for some reason is cheaper than this Ulamog. And I don't think we're taking anything else out of this pack anyway. I mean, if like Thragtusk comes back, we might take that. Spirebluff Canal would be playable. Maybe True Name Nemesis can be a beating. These Lodestone Golem's looking a little bit worse now that we're picking up some of this other stuff. Oh, Big Emrakul. Well, that's definitely something to work towards. Ancient Tomb as well. I don't think Ancient Tomb's going to come back. Kadoltha Forge Master would be very nice if I was still going down the artifact theme, but I don't think I'm doing that, and that makes me not really want this Lodestone Golem either. Big Emrakul. Well, there's definitely something to work our way up towards. So we're a Tooth and Nail deck, definitely. Emrakul makes me not really need Progenitus either, to be honest. Lotus Bloom, pretty sweet. Sylvan Caryatid would be okay. Ooh, Recurrent Nightmare. This card's very, very good. And just sweet, too, but it doesn't really work with our deck here. I'm probably taking either this Breeding Pool or another Signet. It's probably just the Signet. Oh, wait, never mind. There's Sneak Attack. We're just taking Sneak Attack. I don't know how I missed that. Sneak Attack is busted. Pay 1 red mana and just haste in any creature from your hand. We have 2 Annihilator creatures as well, and Progenitus. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is what I want to be doing. This is good. This is good. So I don't need Progenitus. Kozilek as well. We just go full on Titans here. Yeah, I might do that. And then I don't really need to prioritize any more big things. Something like Sunder and Titan would be sweet. Maybe, what is it, Blightsteel Colossus, which is really nice with Sneak Attack, but Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Kozilek, I think. The other Annihilator for Eldrazi. The one that draws me a million cards. And in this deck, we might be able to cast it if I get more of this stuff. I have lots of fast mana. I have 4 plus potentially Phyrexian Metamorph if that route comes up. On the wheel, I wouldn't mind Sakura Tribe Elder. It's probably correct to take Tribe Elder right now anyway. Don't think I need Progenitus here. Unfortunately, we follow up with a pack that really doesn't have anything for us. I guess Pentad Prism is playable. Grim Tutor is a playable card as well. Primal Command to go get a creature and shuffle something from our opponent back. Is that what we want? I don't really want Goyf or Venser here. I don't think Seachrome Ghost is going to be great. Pentad Prism is a little bit worse than just like a Signet. It gives you a one-time extra bump, but it uses itself up and then it sits there not really doing anything. So it's good if you have things like Duretti where you can sack it later, but I think for us, I guess we'll take Primal Command. Well, this is not a Bizarre Baghdad deck, unfortunately. There is Duplicant. There's also Tezzeret here, and Repeal, which, you know, I like Repeal. Tezzeret untapping these things is pretty gross. Can help us ramp quite a bit ahead. I would keep in mind I've got 1 random white card and 1 random red card that I would like to find good ways of putting in my deck without hurting things too much. There's also Duplicant, which I like me a Duplicant, but... Alright, well, Goblin Welder, gross. Goblin Welder is the type of card I was looking for when I was still on this artifact plan. Again, unfortunately, I was not impressed with this Vraska last time. Maze of Ith could be a consideration. Could also just take Nature's Claim. Nature's Claim is good against a lot of things, and there's nothing here that's really shouting my name. Alright, just give me some mana right now. Give me either mana, ooh, Tendrils, ooh, Hedron Archive, and Jiraga Tree Speaker. Which of these do I want more? I probably just want Hedron Archive. The fewer creatures, the better. The more mana ramp, the better. Yeah, I really like the idea of Hedron Archive over Jiraga Tree Speaker. Although, don't get me wrong, I would probably play Tree Speaker here. Academy Ruins also kind of interesting. The more colorless stuff I have, the easier it is for me to put more lands of each of these types in as well. There's nothing I really want here. Somebody's getting pretty nice Storm deck, I think. Probably just take Scrubland. Again, since I do really want to play Mirari's Wake, this could be just playable in my deck. I don't have any black cards. I don't see myself playing any black cards. Dark Confidant, take 15, you're dead. Yeah, Scrubland can go ahead and get in the sideboard. Definitely playing this Taiga. Yep, Forge Master just wheel in, High Tide just wheel in. Could take Revoker. Forge Master sack 3 artifacts, go get an artifact, but unfortunately we don't have any artifacts we want to go get. We have artifacts that we wouldn't mind sacking. I think I'll take Revoker as a sideboard card. Follow up with Lotus Bloom, which I don't remember. I think I missed this the first time around. I don't recall seeing this. Not bad. It's actually pretty good with Tezzeret too. Tezzeret can go -0, put Lotus Bloom on the battlefield. I don't know that I'm playing Tezzeret. The double blue card seems a little suspicious. And Recurrent Nightmare does not work with any of these Eldrazi Titans, so there's that. Wasteland, a little bit worse than Strip Mine, and I don't know for a fact I'm even playing Strip Mine. I guess Godless Shrine here. Unfortunately, these are both black lands, but again, stuff that's fetchable seems better than stuff that's not, and no way Westvale Abbey's making it. Guess I'll take the Tutor, the double black Tutor. Alright, we need to fill in the rest of this quite a bit. I'll actually take Disenchant. And Goblin Welder. I could have been this artifact deck, although I haven't seen a big payoff for being in that deck anyway. Alright, what do we have going into pack 3 here? Looking for more ramp. Just straight up ramp and mana fixing, basically. Through the Breach, also a card I'd be very, very happy with. So 1 red, 1 white, and a double blue card, but we know we're pretty much base green. Probably Wall of Roots, I guess. I don't see anything on the top end. I could also just take Mana Fix in here, but Wall of Roots is nice. Wall of Roots into Genesis Wave or one of these other cards. Tooth and Nail helps us get around a couple things. Primal Commands, similar, I guess. Not quite, but similar. Yeah, I guess Wall of Roots is what I want. I do just want to ramp things here. Bloodstained Mire currently gets us white mana, green mana, red mana, and black mana. Mer Battlesphere. Ooh, Show and Tell. Show and Tell has the the unfortunate fail case of your opponent putting in a card that's better than your card. It's also quite good with what we have. Bloodstained Mire would be pretty safe pick here, though. The fact that it fetches up multiple colors off multiple different cards. I don't need the black, so Scrubland Godless Shrine doesn't really help. But Bloodstained Mire being a tri-land, basically. I guess technically a quad land, but black again doesn't matter. I think I just want to take Bloodstained Mire, even though Battle Ball is a little bit interesting. Show and Tell is also pretty good here, but I do want to be able to cast all my spells. Ugin, the Spirit Dragon, you say? Here's a Savannah. That one unfortunately can't be fetched with Bloodstained Mire. There's Treasure Cruise. Collision Relic might be the pick here. It ramps you and fixes your mana. The mana fixin is pretty appealing there. Ugin's also pretty appealing, I'm not going to lie. It isn't something you can tooth and nail. That's worth noting. Granted, you can just tooth and nail for these things, but you get the point. Jace Vryn's Prodigy, also interesting. I think it's going to be Coalition Relic here. I could see a case for possibly Ugin, maybe Jace, but I think I'm just going to take Relic. Ooh, Craterhoof, Eureka. There it is again. Well, I never actually cast Eureka in my last match, so I don't think now's the time. Ooh, Crucible of Worlds. Could have had the combo. Craterhoof also not very good in my deck, since I don't have a lot of weenie creatures. Blackleaf Cliffs, not the land I'm looking for. Shelldock Isle is a card. Stirring Wildwood, also playable, but not particularly great. Might just take Eureka. Eureka's risky, though. Awakening Zone? That doesn't seem that great either. I don't think I'm playing anything that I'm getting out of this pack. Lion's Eye Diamond's not great for us. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take Eureka. Moat. Oh, Hallowed Fountain. Raphellos, you say? Huh. Raphellos is definitely interesting. Especially since we're going to be playing probably majority forests here anyway. If not Raphellos, I could take Hallowed Fountain or Volcanic Island, which would turn Bloodstained Mire into just a 5-color land. Ooh, Raphellos, Volcanic. This is an interesting pick. I think it's probably right to just take Raphellos. Volcanic's nice, though. Yeah, Raphellos is too sweet. Green Sun Zenith only gets green creatures, though, right? So it only gets Raphellos and Walroots. That seems a little bit not amazing. Sphinx's Revelation's interesting with what we've got. There's Worn Power Stone, Lumburn Falls, or if I wanted another big fatty, I could take Dragonlord Atarka, which could actually be good. I wouldn't mind having a 4th big thing to put on the battlefield. Kind of like that idea. Lumburn Falls would just be like an okay pick here. Green Sun Zenith, not good in my deck. Thrun is kind of whatever in the cube, and then Sphinx's Revelation, very hard for me to cast. Metalworker, geez. That coming late is pretty surprising, actually. Force Spike, Dark Slick Shores. Unfortunately, Dark Slick Shores, I'm sorry. Actually, Metalworker seems pretty great. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 artifacts. Actually seems pretty good. Granted, if I have a hand with all of these artifacts, most of them are going to be on the battlefield already. But I kind of like Metalworker here. Might play it, might not. Don't think there's anything else in that pack I care about. Here's some good cards. I could take Stomping Grounds, make my mana good. I could take Gilded Lotus or Solemn Simulacrum. Solemn and Gilded Lotus both fix my mana, which is nice. Gilded Lotus fixes it quite a bit and works very well with Tezzeret, whereas Solemn's just a good card. I like Solemn Simulacrum. Could also just take the safe Stomping Grounds. I'm going to take Gilded Lotus here. Yeah. Alright, so back to the original pack. I'm either taking the blue-green land or the red-green land here, or the white-green. No, white-green doesn't seem right. I think Copperline Gorge. I'm not playing any of the actual spells in this pack. Botanical Sanctum. Really only cast Tezzeret. Tezzeret's the only blue card in my deck. So maybe that means I want that. Yeah, that actually probably means I want a blue splash. And then Temple Garden, picking that up's not bad. Not bad at all. Oath of Nissa is a card I could play. Actually seems fine. But I think I'm just going to take Temple Garden. And yeah, if these last couple picks just end with me picking up sorry, good cards from my mana, then I'm fine with that. Blooming Marsh doesn't do anything for me. Unless I want to cast a Progenitus off of my Mirari's Wake or something like that. This is not a Survival of the Fittest deck, which is sad because I do love me some Survival. Oh, I guess I timed out. What did I take? Oh, Blade Splicer. Gross. That's not good. There was probably good mana in that pack for me. Wildfires also could be nice in this deck. Sure. Stirring Wildwood. Make the mana a little bit better. Timely or Tide Hollow. I'm not casting Tide Hollow or Gutter Snipe, so who knows? We might ramp into a Timely Reinforcements, and I'll take One Burn Falls, last pick Terminate. All right, so we did not see everything we wanted. Show and Tell obviously didn't come back, but we got all the big Eldrazi Titan. Not the Infinite Gyre. Oh no, we got the Infinite Gyre. We didn't get whatever the newer Ulamog is called. Let's see. So, do I play Tezzeret? I think so. I think, especially having picked up 2 random blue lands. Taiga is definitely going to make the cut. And Sacred Foundry definitely going to make the cut here. And then I don't really need to play white mana. Do I even have a way to fetch up a basic in my deck? I don't think I actually do. So, having not picked up something like Soccer or Tribe Elder, I don't really see, especially having these 4 white sources here that double up as, they all double up as, I guess it's 3 white sources. That's probably enough for Mirari's Wake. I could put in 1 Plains, but I've also got like Gilded Lotus, I've got Coalition Relic. Rakdos Signet isn't the best, but Gruul Signet's pretty good. Yeah, I think my mana's going to be fine. For the blue, I do definitely want to put some extra blue mana. Got to consider Eureka as well. Is Eureka a thing I want? Maybe. Maybe not. Gonna already be making cuts, so. Or am I? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That puts me at 23 cards already. With the Mana Crypt, which is kind of like a land. So 16 lands is probably what I want in this deck. Most of them want to be forests. So 1, 2, 3. Put in a swamp, or I'm sorry, I'll put in a mountain. And then just the rest will be forests. Maybe an island as well. Yeah, Tezzeret doesn't look too great here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 23. I could play 1 less land than I want to. So let me think here for a second. I need to add 9 lands to the deck. So if that's the case, I probably want 1 island. Yeah, this actually looks like what I was looking towards. That would put me at 16 lands. Oh, did I have an extra land I wasn't thinking about? So what's going on here real quick? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, that is 16 lands. So I can actually add a card to my deck here. I don't think I want Strip Mine. Phyrexian Revoker would be fine. I could put Progenitus in, but it's really only coming off of Tooth and Nail or Sneak Attack. Maybe that's enough. Like, Progenitus might just be enough. I could also play Eureka, which is just fine. If I put a card in, I'd prefer for it to be something that I can actually cast because one of the problems with decks like this is you could just draw hands that have nothing but big fatties. I guess the 5th big thing is probably fine to make sneak attack a little bit better. Although Eureka's probably a little bit better if I'm not playing against like full-on Reanimator decks. And that's the problem with Eureka and Show and Tell for that matter, is you play it and then you just made your opponent's deck work, basically. You did all the work for them. So here's the deck. Hope you guys enjoy the draft. As always, I like comments and anything you have to say. And we'll see if it works or if it doesn't work. And I'll see you guys here for round 1 in just a minute. Hey guys, Timothy here for round 1 of this Vintage Cube draft. This is the type of hand I was just mentioning. I think we could actually get a better hand, but it might be a little greedy to mull this. Unfortunately, Tezzeret's kind of dead in my hand with what we have, and then I also have these 2 cards that don't do anything, although I expect a lot of hands are going to look like this. I do have Frailise as kind of something to work towards if everything else doesn't work out. I think this is probably fine to keep, because if I draw any extra mana ramp, it's going to be good. Opponent decided on Mulligan here. Like if I draw Hedron Archive, well, not Hedron Archive, but any of the 3 mana ramp, I'm pretty happy with it. We'll say no. I didn't think about this, but Temple Garden also a forest for Raphaelos, which would be a great draw here. Okay. Red-white land on turn 1, and no play. Alright, so we need to draw something next turn. Hey, somebody tell me, I know there's a button you can click. I could probably look this up myself. I know there's a button you can click so that when you tap a dual land, it just automatically uses the first option, so you don't have to like right-click and use 2 clicks. I don't know what that button is. Somebody tell me what that button is. Alright, same idea from the opponent, but it's do or die time for us. And we did draw a land. Still can't cast anything, but at least it means that I don't have to go for 2 lands. So if I draw another land next turn, I can cast Gilded Lotus, which will help me cast one of these other things. Or I could cast Tezzeret and maybe like blow up a Signet, something along those lines. See what the opponent's play is. Ooh, Grim Monolith. Good for them. They're going to use all of their mana. Great. They're going to bribery us out of the game. Bribery is fantastic. And I don't think I have anything I can do about it. They're going to go ahead and put Kozilek on the battlefield. I already have the other 2. It is nice that they don't get to see these, but we just get wrecked here by bribery. Phyrexian Metamorph, why not take Kozilek? So this is going to be a Grim Monolith, I guess? Alright, well there is a shot here. If I draw a mana source, I can play Frailise. Well, that's not what I clicked. Alright, well, I guess you clicked it. It must have been right next to it. Clicked the wrong one. So they intended to click, what's it called? Alright, that is a castable card. Go and cast Basalt Monolith and pass the turn. Opponent has 1,000,000 mana. I now have a lot of mana as well. Granted, this game should be over right now. I should be in the scoop phase of my turn, but here we are. Alright, 5. Kadoltha Forgemaster. So they could use that. I might just Frailise it, to be honest. Not give them the option. If that's the best thing they can play this turn, it might be worth just playing Frailise, and then I can start plussing Frailise after that. Right now, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, play Gilded Lotus, and then use Gilded Lotus to cast Frailise. Or, tell you what, I could cast Tezzeret, plus Tezzeret to untap these 2. Yeah, that seems pretty sweet. So this is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, cast Gilded Lotus, use mana from Gilded Lotus to cast Tezzeret, the Seeker, show an opponent a bunch of my deck, and then use Tezzeret to untap these 2 and cast Frailise, which I do have to use Basalt Monolith for. That's fine. I just have a random mana I can't do anything with. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and blow this thing up before my opponent has a chance to use it. Alright, do your worst, opponent. Again, sorry to the opponent, Schultz cubed. I wonder if you're the Schultz I know in real life. I can hardcast Emrakul next turn. Well, can I? If not, I can definitely cast Ulamog. Ooh, that could just win me the game right now. Do I go for it? I think I go for it. This is Annihilator 10. My opponent doesn't have 10 permanents. I mean, they could have something here. I think I'm going to go for Sneak Attack. I mean, why not, right? Let's go ahead and do this. Cast Sneak Attack. Plus on these two. Go ahead and generate 3 red. And let's go and show them the other 2. Maybe they'll just scoop to Emrakul. Well, I'm going to go for it. Let's see what they got. They have Annihilator 10 on board. They are doing something. We definitely have to watch out for bribery. Problem is, there's not much we can actually do about it. When you click Progenitus and get Metamorph. Yeah, sorry about that, bud. Genuinely, it sucks. Like, if this was a game in real life, my opponent would have won. Let's see. They played bribery. This only lets me put permanents into play. That might be enough. Nature's Claim can come in as well. Eureka, Nature's Claim. Granted, if they have some... Yeah, I guess I'll leave Eureka out. Phyrexian Metamorph, is that good enough? Lodestone Golem could also be good. Definitely bringing in Nature's Claim. What am I taking out for Nature's Claim? Take out Mirari's Wake. Could take out Progenitus. Dragon Lord Atarka seems like the worst option here, considering my opponent didn't play any enormous creatures or anything like that. But we played every card out of our hand, and we also... our opponent searched through our deck, so the gig is up. They know what's going on. Oh, I see a Mana Crypt. So this is... Boom, boom. 4 mana on turn 1. Just play Collision Relic on turn 1. Absolutely a keep. Nature's Claim, a Grim Monolith, or something like that if it comes up. That way I don't get briberied right away. Yeah, I think it's worth just playing Collision Relic here. And take some damage off of this. Alright, so I will reread Collision Relic real quick, because I know it's a little weird. I know I have to tap it to put charge counters on it. So it either adds mana, or I can tap put a charge counter on it. On pre-combat main phase, I remove all the counters. Okay, so it can create 2 mana, basically, if I put charge counters on it. Go Tezzeret here. Alright, also have to win some coin flips. I can redirect that to Tezzeret. Oh, I actually have to pick heads or tails. Hey, I won the flip. I'm so lucky right now. Alright, that's going to happen. We'll make a blue mana. Let's go ahead and cast Tezzeret. One, two, three, four, five. Oh, I don't even... Yeah, I do need all that mana, actually. I can hold up Nature's Claim. I don't think I want a Nature's Claim Boros Signet. But who knows, maybe I will. Can untap these two. This is broken. This is broken. Play Gruul Signet. And pass the turn. Nature's Claim anything super relevant that comes down. Then play. Can I play Ulamog next turn? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, Tinker. Oh, well, I don't think this is going to work very well for them considering I have Nature's Claim. Like, if they get Sunder and Titan, that's bad. I guess Inkwell Leviathan might be the worst thing they could get. Hoping they just get Blightsteel Colossus. I get to destroy it with Nature's Claim. Basically, if it's anything that dies to Nature's Claim, this is going to be great. If it's something like Sphinx of the Steel Wind or Inkwell Leviathan, something uninteractable, this is going to go bad for me. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that is uninteractable, of course. In that I can't Nature's Claim it. But maybe we can cast Ulamog this coming up turn. Alright, let's see what happens with our coin flip. I think whatever happens, I'm going to redirect to Tezzeret. Just because Tezzeret's going to die. Alright, we lost the flip. Oh, I guess I can't redirect to Tezzeret. Let's go ahead and make a mana. Alright, so let's think here real quick. I can make 2. I have 1 float in, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Untap 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I can cast Ulamog this turn. Let me just double check one more time. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, yeah, perfect. All right, and I think I can keep up whatchamacallit. So let's go and generate some mana. Go ahead and add some mana. Go ahead and untap. I have 5. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wonderful. Turn 3 Ulamog. Turn 3 Hardcast Ulamog. And this is perfect because it blows up Sphinx of the Steel Wind. I feel like my opponent's writing something to me right now. Uh-oh. Should have had a game 3, so salty. Yeah, just gonna be fair to my opponent there. Although I think that means my opponent's packing it in here. He's gonna tell me about the beats though. Seriously, mad that happened the way it did. Well, we should definitely have a game 3, but here we are. All right, we did amazing stuff. Turn 3 Ulamog. We just did that. And with the perfect amount of mana too. That worked out very nicely. Interesting that they had. This probably wasn't the best thing they could tinker for. They probably just considered it something I couldn't interact with. So anyway, that's exactly what we wanted to do. I'll see you guys for match 2. All right, what's up? We're here for match 2 with our blue, green, white, red ramp deck. It's a pretty mediocre hand, but I think it's good enough to keep. Does have a turn 2 wall roots, and again, any mana rocks we draw, we're going to be able to cast. So I think it's fine, although it is going to lose to any complete nonsense our opponent might have. And they are going down to 6. We got very lucky in game 1 of match 1. I'm assuming if you're here, you already saw it, but our opponent briberyed us on turn 3 and clicked the wrong card. Meant to get Progenitus. I don't know why you would get Progenitus over Kozilek. Probably because it's impossible to interact with Progenitus, but I would have probably been greedy and gotten it. What's more important, red mana or green mana? Oh, green, duh. Yeah, we'll go and play Temple Garden this turn, Botanical Sanctum on turn 2, and probably Sacred Foundry if we don't have a need for anything else. I'm secretly just hoping to draw a mana ramp, obviously, for Genesis Wave. Alright, blue-white is nice. Ooh, Mana Crypt too. I'm going to keep that in hand for right now, actually. I don't see a reason we need to cast it. It's free. I don't want to give my opponent targets for any artifact destruction they might have. Who knows? We might pop off an early Genesis Wave or something. Although Genesis Wave's not good at small numbers in my deck. It's going to be good at big numbers. But Mana Crypt does mean I can cast majority of my deck, and I have all my colors here, including double blue for Tezzeret. Huh, Spellskite's nice. Not too worried about it. I don't have a lot of stuff that targets. Not a bad draw either. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and play a Signet, play this tapped, and just make it look like I have not much going on. Next turn, I could Gen Wave for 3, 4, 5 if I want to. Hope to hit some Mana Rocks or my Planeswalkers. Spellskite normally means something, though. It normally means you're protecting something. Feast and Famine. That's obnoxious. This is the one that makes me discard and untaps all my opponent's lands. Can get in there with Spellskite, too. Alright, Metamorph. I could make a Spellskite here. Could also make a Mana Crypt. I think I'm playing this Forest. It's better with Raphelos out. Let's think for a second. Could also... No. I was going to say I could make a Sword of Feast and Famine, but that seems like the worst option. The thing is, if I make a Spellskite, then I can block their Spellskite. Otherwise, I think they're just going to equip an attack. If I make a Mana Crypt, then next turn I can Gen Wave. Oh, I would have to discard. So I can Gen Wave for 4, 5, 6, 7. I kind of like just biding my time here. 8. Yeah, I'm going to make a Spellskite, I think. Or I could just Gen Wave now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and hope to hit Freyalise. Freyalise would be pretty good. It'd have to be in the top 5 of my library. I think I'm going to be greedy on the... Yeah, I guess if I'm not going for Gen Wave, I shouldn't have played that. Question is, what am I doing with Metamorph? I still haven't decided. Alright, cast Metamorph. Yeah. Ugh, this is so complicated. Alright, do we want it to be a Mana Crypt? If so, I'm going to have to discard a card to Sword of Feast and Famine. That leaves me with Gen Wave as my last card. Assuming I don't draw a mana source, I go 2, 3, that pays for Gen Wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or if I just block, I can do it for 6 anyway. I think it's more important to just make a Spellskite here. Spellskite also protects my other artifacts from destruction, so yeah. I have a Spellskite. Do your worst, opponent. Yeah, I might just fire off Gen Wave for, I think it's going to be 6 next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, assuming nothing bad here happens. But it's kind of hard for a lot of bad stuff to happen when I have Spellskite. Gen Wave could bust in our deck too. Oh, Path to Exile. So really going for that. So that makes our Gen Wave a little bit worse. It does give me a basic land though, actually. So it actually doesn't hurt that bad at all. I don't need the Mountain. I have double activations on Sneak Attack. So I'm going to discard the Island. And we'll just have to go with that. It's going to untap all their lands though, which is super annoying. And I can't block, so I don't have much I can do about it. Ugh, can't. Sword of Feast and Famine pretty good. Wish I had a Nature's Claim, but I don't. Go and pitch the Island. So again, Freyalise would be pretty strong here, I think. Freyalise Tezzeret would be pretty good. Oh, Sword of Fire, nice as well. Dang, opponent's all in. This one deals 2 to creature or player, and they draw a card. All right. Let's see if I can, let's go Tails. Hey, heads, you lost the flip with an exclamation point. Congrats, you suck. Alright, let's go for Gen Wave now. We're going to go ahead and minus to activate. Yep. I'll have to discard Gen Wave if I don't go for it anyway, so this is going to be for 6. Watch us just get Spell Pierced. How bad would that be? Ooh. Alright, so, well, we didn't hit very much actually. My opponent sees Emrakul and Progenitus. 2, 3, 4. How do I know? I think everything's selected there. So that's what we'll get. I can also just chump this thing if I want to. Progenitus gets shuffled back in, which isn't bad. I could minus X here. Go search up Lotus Bloom or something like that in case I do draw one of my Eldrazi. Untapping these doesn't do anything, so I kind of like that idea. Probably just blocking with Metalworker. We'll go -3 in case I want to get Collision Relic. I don't know that for sure I want to. Probably get Lotus Bloom anyway, so doing this for 3 seems pretty bad. I could get Hedron Archive, which could draw me 2 cards next turn. Could be relevant if we just brick. But then Tezzeret dies. Yeah, I kind of want a Tezzeret on board. Oh, yeah, it looks like Lotus Bloom probably the best thing since it's something that doesn't do anything. We can't cast it. Let me make sure I still have at least a couple targets for Bloodstained Mire 2. Basalt Monolith seems fine here. Alright, we'll go and pass and crack Bloodstained Mire on our opponent's end step. Worth noting we have Stir and Wildwood down here, although it turns into a green creature, so it's not very good against a sorted up Spellskite. Can't imagine... Oh, they're equipping? Let's see if they attack Tezzeret. If they attack Tezzeret, I might just let it happen. Oh, Swords to Plowshares. Alright. Just need Ulamog or something. Now the question is, kill Tezzeret? You don't get to do any of this if you attack me. Nope, they're coming at me. I guess that makes sense since they get to draw a card off the Fire Nice. They also get to untap other lands and replay stuff. I just need to hit something off the top, basically. So I am actually slowly dying here. Oh, right, they can kill Tezzeret with that. Duh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 mana available. Lumburn Falls also unfortunately becomes a blue and green creature, so this has protection from that. Go and get Taiga and draw something. Tooth and Nail. Let's go Tails again. You betrayed me last time. Heads, you lost the flip. All right, I'm going to go and play that. And I think we have maybe one more solid turn here. Yeah, we have one more turn to draw one of the Titans, basically. Freylease doesn't do it at this point because it does have protection from green. I guess Freylease could come down and blow up one of the swords. Atarka doesn't do it. Tooth and Nail would be very good. So we have some live draws. We also have a lot of dead draws. If I draw Emrakul, can I cast it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I could cast Emrakul. Opponent has 1 in hand, so it's do or die time. They are going to draw an extra card here as well. I don't have anything to discard. I'm going down to 2 this turn. Definitely bringing in Nature's Claim. Ooh, Gideon of the Trials. Not too worried about that, since it doesn't really change it. The emblem, I guess, is pretty safe. All right, let's see what we draw. And any Titan. Oh, I could also just die to my own Mana Crypt. Hedron Archive. I guess that's something, right? 6 mana, draw 2. Doesn't matter too much what mana I make off of that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Hedron Archive. Go ahead and crack Hedron Archive. No, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. And probably can't cast anything at draw now. Mirari's Wake and Emrakul. Yeah, animating these lands doesn't do it against the protection that our opponent has. And Mirari's Wake doesn't matter here. Does it actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I have 10 mana. Still not enough. What about with Walled Roots? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2 is 12. Nope, not enough. So we'll go ahead and say good game to the opponent. And let's see what our sideboard looks like. This does look like the type of stuff we can beat. Path and Sword is kind of annoying, but Eureka actually seems very good against this opponent. Lodestone Golem does not seem that good. Phyrexian Revoker could be fine. Timely Reinforcement's probably fine too. So I think we're going to go ahead and ditch. Let's go and ditch one of these top end cards. And one more for Nature's Claim. Oh, we have to ditch 2 cards total. So I think we're on Eldrazi or bust here. I kind of don't love a Tarka. Although we're really dumbing down our hits here, but makes Sneak Attack or Eureka a little bit worse if we lose some of these targets. Although these just aren't good against the swords. I mean, if I play Progenitus, I can just race the swords. Yeah, let's keep a Tarka in, actually. Maybe I don't need Revoker. And Primal Command, probably fine against my opponent. Actually think Primal Command's probably good. Don't really need Metalworker. Nah, I like all that stuff. We're going to keep all that in. Mirari's Wake? Yeah, I don't think I absolutely need Mirari's Wake. All right, cool. Well, if I'm taking Mirari's Wake out, I certainly don't need all the white sources in my deck, but that's fine. I will absolutely be on the play. That's a fair hand, but I don't think our opponent's doing too much busted stuff, so Metalworker could be okay. Kind of unfortunate to just have straight forests here. But who knows, Metalworker revealing at least one artifact. Hopefully we just draw a bunch of artifacts between then and now like this. We're going to go and play Signet this turn, probably Metalworker next turn. And maybe that can get us towards a big Gen Wave. Of course, it's very likely our opponent will just have some sort of interaction for Metalworker. Ooh, and they have a Mox. I would have loved a Mox. Playing something early. Blade Splicer. Not a bad card. Does represent 4 damage on board. I could just Phyrexian Metamorph that if I cared about it that much. Might be worth just keeping this in my hand for now for Metalworker. Can I play that? Let's see, if I play Signet, yeah, then I can also play Metalworker, so I think it's right to play the Signet first and then Metalworker. And let's see if our opponent has a Swords type effect, Path to Exile or something like that. They showed us 2, so it's very likely they do. But if they don't, good things could happen. And if they do, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. Obviously, I'd prefer for it to be Path to Exile over Swords to Plowshares, since that lets me grab a land, but we'll see what happens here. Alright, it's a Signet. Sure. And some sort of blink effect. Oh, Council's Judgment, name in Metalworker. They voted for Metalworker. Yeah, I guess I'll vote for Metalworker. What else am I going to vote for? All right, come on, Freyalise. Freyalise blow up the golem. Actually seems pretty sweet. Real clock my opponent's got there. That's kind of awkward. 1, 2, 3. Play Collision Relic. Play Phyrexian Metamorph as a copy of Void Splicer, I guess. That way I still have a body on board if they exile it. Let's go ahead and do this awkwardness with the mana. Yeah, cast this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and it's going to be hard to get to this Gen Wave off that Lotus Bloom, so I think it's right to bide some time here. This is going to make 2. I'm going to take 1, and I think it's just going to be a Blade Splicer. See what the opponent has. Council Judgment is pretty sweet. It's a conspiracy card. Basically, everybody votes for a permanent, a non-land permanent, and it just, those permanents get destroyed. They attack them, snap walk in. Oh, they just say go. Alright, that's good. Every turn I get by with this Lotus Bloom is pretty nice. Although this smells like a counterspell, I'm not going to lie. Just going to play a land and pass, I think. Let me charge up the relic. So I ideally want to survive 2 more turns for my Lotus Bloom. But it looks like my opponent might just have some sort of counterspell. Alright, Spellskite's nice. Opponent not interested in trading. Well, sure, I didn't add a counter to that. I guess it didn't end up mattering this turn, but we'll remember to add a counter here on my opponent's end step, and hopefully they don't have a counter spell, because I'm probably going to tap out for Gen Wave next turn. I could play around Force Spike. Kind of hoping they just dump their hand here and it's nothing super threatening. Ooh, getting Jura. All creatures must attack getting Jura next turn, I'm assuming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, everything has to attack you, Gideon. Pretty scary. Let's go and get, I guess, the Foundry tapped. Yeah. I would not like to pay. Cast Lotus Bloom. Gonna jump over here. Cast Lotus Bloom. Alright, Stern Wildwood. That's unfortunate. So, a tap land was not great there. Could wait 1 more turn on Genesis Wave, because right now, oh, I did forget to put a counter on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to be able to hit Progenitus, but it's also probably right to go for this. Although this turn I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's probably good enough. If I hit a Tarka, that's probably good enough here, right? It's the worst my opponent can do next turn. Make this a 6/6 and attack me for 9/10. That's a lot of damage. I think I have to go for this Genesis Wave, although I feel really dumb that I missed this Coalition Relic. I could wait 1 more turn, but that's probably incorrect. So let's just go for Gen Wave here. And I think we just go for a big one. If we hit a Tarka or anything, that's going to be pretty good, I think. So go and leave some excess mana. Alright, Gen Wave, do your worst. This Gen Wave is for 8. No, less than that. 7? No, actually for 8. Alright. And no counterspell from the opponent. Okay, well, we hit some stuff. We did hit Atarka. We hit Sneak Attack. Monolith, Lotus. Boom, 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 boom. And put an Ulamog back in the deck. So did we highlight everything there? I think so. Tezzeret. Not doing too much. Alright, so I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. Just jam on Gideon here. Or I could go 4 here, 1 to Blade Splicer. My opponent can redirect, I believe, that target to Spellskite. I think I just want to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I could also do all 5 to Gideon. I don't have anything to sneak attack in here either. Alright, let's just go ahead and trigger. Let's see. I don't think dealing 5 to that's good. I think I want to put 4. I think my opponent can pay multiple times for the ability too. I guess make them pay. Here. They can pay a lot to redirect that to Spellskite. Or they could pay 2 and 2 and redirect that to Spellskite. So maybe I just go full 4 on Spellskite. 2 on this thing, 0. I don't want to target that anymore. And I guess they can redirect. So yeah, this gives them less of an out to just redirect all the damage to Spellskite. I'll be like honest here. I'm not 100% sure if Spellskite can redirect multiple amounts of damage, or I'm not sure how this interaction works with Spellskite. But I think my opponent can pay 2 to just move all of the damage from another target onto it. Also don't know how that works with Spellskite already being a target, so looks like my opponent's going to find out here. I'm still in trouble. Still in trouble. Alright, so looks like that Atarka's still targeting. Huh. Interesting. So I guess since it was already being targeted, it didn't move the damage, it just moved the target, and it was already a target. Well, I guess we go ahead and get the Gideon swing out of the way here. I'm going to lose my Blade Splicer. It's possible the Golems trade here. Say okay, play Stirring Wildwood, and Tezzeret could minus X here for Hedron Archive. Because if it doesn't, it's not really doing much else here. 7, 8, 9. I think I'm going to do that actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to go get Hedron Archive. Because I am kind of at the mercy of my top decks again. I could crack this right now as well. Go for, I've already used Sneak Attack, so if my opponent attacks, I'll probably Basalt Monolith Forest, crack Hedron Archive, and if I get something to Sneak Attack in, I might do that in response. My opponent could minus to get rid of the Golem, but they're going to have one of their sword or path effects to get rid of this Atarka. I am on 10 minutes on the clock, so I got to perform my actions a little bit quicker. Been a pretty good matchup so far, though. This Gideon's annoying. It is super dead to Atarka if they can't do anything about it, though. And they have only 2 cards in hand. Alright, they do have Path. I'm going to go and let that happen. We will go get the Mountain, I guess. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Interesting, we draw exactly Emrakul. We can't cast it, but we can sneak attack it in. Which at this point might not be enough. So my opponent's debating on an attack here. They have 9 damage on board. They could kill my Golem too. -2. Alright, they are going to make it a guy. I think I'm going to just take this hit. Ooh, alright, only attack with that. So I'm definitely taking the hit. I'm not going to go sneak attack here. I'm going to go ahead and crack my archive. Oh, I can actually, yeah, I can cast Emrakul if I draw it. Don't even have to sneak attack it, I can cast it. Alright, Ulamog's good. Ulamog is good. Let's go ahead and untap. And Lumburn falls. So we're just going to straight up cast Ulamog because that lets me pop Gideon. If they have swords, it's not the worst thing that could happen. Go and play Lumber Falls for turn. Go ahead and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cast this. Blow up ye old Gideon. And attack my opponent for 3. Do need to close out the game. Alright, so now you got to deal with that. And we'll just say pass here. I'll just add the first convenience on the opponent's turn. I'm just going to put a counter on this thing. Not going to, well, I should probably wait because I might actually need to activate Stirring Wildwood. Let's see if my opponent can do anything about Ulamog. Nope. And they saved me some time. I appreciate that. They could have ground down my clock a little bit over the course of 2 more turns. Oy. Alright, so I do think I want more threats in here, right? I saw the swords and they didn't seem, like, Progenitus didn't seem that good against them. Lodestone Golem, again, is probably okay. Revoker, too. Just our deck already has so many good cards. Atraxa, or, yeah, Atraxa. Not Atraxa, Atarka. Have I been calling this Atraxa? I'm sorry if I have. Primal Command, again, could just be okay. I don't want to get, like, completely wrecked by the swords. That's the problem. My opponent might have boarded them out. We saw 2 of them in game 1, and we didn't see any in that second game. But Ulamog came to save the day. I don't see anything else here that I care too much about. Timely Reinforcement, probably be okay, but not great. And I kind of want Mirari's Wake in the deck just because we have a bunch of white sources floating around, but that's a bad idea. Maybe Primal Command's worse than Mirari's Wake. I already have so much mana, and the +1 from this doesn't matter, though. But it is very good with Genesis Wave. It lets me cast these things basically the turn after I cast Mirari's Wake. Yeah, I convinced myself on that one. Right in time, too. Alright, give me a broken hand here. Well, this is not broken, but it does have a lot of mana. Granted, it's not very fast, but neither is my opponent's deck. So we're working towards tooth and nail on this one. As long as my opponent doesn't have discard effects, I think I'll be okay. Alright, so Temple Garden coming down, just passing the turn back. Let's see if they've got a 2-drop. Blade Splicer would be very annoying. Well, Blade Splicer costs 3, but it would be annoying. Yes, nothing. Ooh, and Mana Crypt. So I can just play Hedron Archive this turn. We didn't see any counter magic out of our opponent, so I'm not going to play around it. Not that even if I knew they had it, I would probably just jam what I'm doing here anyway. I do have to play a little fast. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could just cast Tooth and Nail, but I'm probably going to go Gilded Lotus into Coalition Relic next turn while my opponent's tapping out for just normal stuff. Then we'll Tooth and Nail. Yeah, alright, I feel good about this. Let's not get cocky, but heads, you lost the flip. Yep. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play Gilded Lotus. Use Gilded Lotus to play Relic. And shaboom. As long as Tooth and Nail stays in my hand, I feel good about this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll have 13 mana on turn 4. Pretty insane. I should get in the habit of just using this Relic at some point during my opponent's turn if I don't think I'm going to need the mana. What is this? 4 mana artifact coming down. An X spell? Quarantine Field? Unexpectedly absent the Lotus. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can still just cast Tooth and Nail. And that used my opponent's whole turn. Tails, don't let me down. Alright, we're 0-2. Always yield. Sure, let's go and make a blue. Alright, we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and entwine Tooth and Nail. My opponent is F6. We'll just get Emrakul Progenitus here. Oh, I took Progenitus out. So Emrakul, and they can't, I mean, I guess they could target other things. I could just get Kozilek. Yeah, let's just get 2 big guys. Alright, deal with these 2. Specifically deal with Emrakul. Our opponent hasn't shown us a way in their deck to actually deal with Emrakul yet. So they're going to need a Wrath here or something like that. Well, they have something. That is not something. Great card. Alright, you have 2 mana and 2 new cards. I have Annihilator 10 on board again. Ooh, Tooth and Nail. What a ridiculous card. And if something does go wrong, at least I have some draw action here in the Hedron Archive. Yeah. Alright, GG Twin, 222. Nice, we're in the finals. Let's pull this out one more time. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you there. What's up, guys? We're here for round 3 in the finals, trying to win our trophy, and we've been fortunate enough to be on the play all 3 games. Or all 3 matches. Again, this could definitely benefit from having Mana Crypt, but you can't be greedy all the time. I'm going to go ahead and play Sacred Foundry on turn 1 and see what we're up against. Opponent Mullen down to 6. And their scry is on the top. Alright, go ahead and play Sacred Foundry and just pass the turn. You're up. So we're on another Tooth and Nail hand, obviously, which you might have been able to guess. Maybe I should have played a Forest on turn 1. In case I draw Refellos, I want to play that on turn 2. Because having played the Sacred Foundry, I didn't set myself up to be able to do that. But there's only a 1 in 33 chance we draw Refellos, so I won't feel too bad about it. Didn't think about it too hard, to be honest. Alright, so search from tomorrow from the opponent. Nice. Alright, so they're going to be ramping as well. Yeah, we'll go and play Temple Garden tapped here. Might as well get these tap lands into play while I'm not under pressure and while nothing's really going on. Watch my opponent play Refellos really rub it in. Never mind. Alright, my opponent is going to double explore, basically. Time Walk's nice. It's going to let my opponent get very far ahead of us. Basically, they're going to undo their mulligan and take the play from us. So it's almost like we were on the draw this game. Search for Tomorrow really helps too. But overall, their Time Walk was just explore, so not that bad. No, or not as bad as it could have been. Opponent represented all of the non-black colors. Of course, this card's so annoying. Well, I guess it just draws my opponent an extra card every turn. Not perfect draw. Not a perfect draw. In case you've never encountered Coercive Portal, it works like this. So on my opponent's upkeep, we vote either Carnage or, I forget what the other one is, Homage, something like that. If we both vote Carnage, it destroys all non-land permanents, but in any other case, my opponent just draws a card. So it doesn't really matter what I vote. Basically, if my opponent votes Homage, it's either going to tie or get majority votes, so they're always going to draw off of it if they want. But if my opponent decides, hey, it's Carnage time, then I can either vote Carnage to make that happen and destroy all non-land permanents, or I can vote Homage and just force my opponent back into a draw. So if I don't want it to happen, they'll never destroy all non-land permanents, but that might be worth playing this turn. I'm just going to go Gilded Lotus this turn, I think. I say I think, but I for sure know I'm going Gilded Lotus this turn. 2, 3, 4. And let's see if our opponent Time Walking there does what it was meant to do. And by that I mean my opponent is going to be ahead of us here. So doesn't matter again. I mean, this does equate to them just drawing an extra card every turn. Uh-oh. The Scarab God. Oh, well, there's nothing in the graveyard right now. Let's go ahead and remember to put our counter on this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can just cast Ulamog, or I can play Tooth and Nail. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm one off from actually just casting Ulamog. So I guess it's Tooth and Nail. Could also Primal Command away their Coercive Portal. But let's just do what we did last game. This time we'll get Progenitus Emrakul. Assuming we're not getting Force of Will or something here, which we could. So that's currently 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Entwine. All right, the two hardest things to deal with, Emrakul and Progenitus. These are the ones my opponent's least likely to have straight up interaction for. So now let's see if they vote Carnage this time. I mean, they're going to draw an extra card. They're going to have 6 options to deal with this pretty much right away. It's safe for them to vote Carnage too. But again, Homage, if it's tied for Homage, they just draw a card, so. All right. If they can somehow kill Emrakul, they can Scarab God it in response, and then I'm in some pretty bad shape. Oh, Channel. All right, what are you going to channel for? To be like Duplicant? No, something bigger than Duplicant. Oh, they're going to go for an Eldrazi of their own. It's going to be Ulamog or something? No, an Emrakul of their own? No, this is something much worse. What are they going for here? Gonna fireball me? Oh my god, I'm just gonna get fireballed. Oh, nice. Very, very nice opponent. I appreciate that. Well, I mean, they showed us channel, though. That's pretty big news. So far, we don't know what they're channeling into. Channel Time Walk is scary. I mean, like, legitimately scary. But Tooth and Nail is a card that exists. Do I want Lodestone Golem here? Possibly. Revoker. Eureka. I'm going to bring in Nature's Claim. I keep making this mistake. I don't know that it's a mistake because my main deck's pretty decent. Primal Command. Probably the worst card. I guess I could take Mirari's Wake out as well. Yeah. Primal Command could be good. I don't really know what my opponent's deal is right now. Nah, I'm going to bring in Mirari's Wake over Primal Command. But I was saying, you should aim in these cubes to, or in Vintage Cube at least, to main deck some sort of Naturalize effects. And I already have Freyalise in my main board, but like I was mentioning during the draft, I should have put Reclamation Sage in my deck the other time. Oh, wow. Turn 2 Rafellos, potentially turn 3 Freyalise. That's assuming Rafellos survives. Opponent going down to 6 again on the play. And they go to the bottom this time. All right. They're going to Cataxian Probe us. Well, gig's up. They know about it. Genwave, Tooth and Nail. Our deck is sweet. If we lose this, I can die a happy man. Our deck is nice. Oh, and another one? All right, we're just going to go ahead and play out our forests. I wish this was Temple Garden, but you can't have it all. Oh, we're not getting Time Walked or Channeled here. Ooh, Sneak Attack. In case you don't know, Rafellos taps for green for each forest you control, which is why I'm playing out the forest, obviously. Because next turn, I just untap. I have 6 mana available. Play Freyalise. If they don't kill Raphaelos and they play anything that can get Freyalise, I'm just going to play that. Otherwise, Freyalise starts plussing, making mana dorks. Just get to generate tons of mana. Oh. Path. You suck. Alright, I do get to go get a mountain here, though. Alright, our opponent shut off our billions and billions of mana. I guess we play Stirring Wildwood. Our opponent knows about these 3 cards, and I think the Forest. But so far, only fair things happening. They're not gonna play something into Freyalise. They just have all the colors again? Yeah. I guess we do too. No, we don't have blue. Sure. Whatever floats your boat. Yeah, let's go and play Freyalise here. See what happens to this chick. Nothing to minus on. Her -6, draw a card for each green creature you control. That's something we could get up to here. Opponent's just played a land every turn so far. 4 mana. Faith's Fetters on Freyalise. Ironically, something we could Freyalise, but we're on the Druid plan now. Faith's Fetters also gains them 4 life. Tezzeret looking pretty bad here. Ooh, Metamorph. Artifact or creature. There's literally nothing to copy with that. So I'm going to just go ahead and play a land here. I only have 6 mana. I guess I have 7 with the Elf Druid. I could Tooth and Nail. I guess I could have also made this come in untapped and just bashed for 4. I don't think I need to play anything this turn. The fact that if I draw a creature, I can play Sneak Attack and then also Sneak Attack it in means that I don't need to expose this to anything right now. Our opponent only knows about Tooth and Nail and Genesis Wave. Ooh. Alright. Let's see what they're going to channel for. Whatever it is, I'm probably going to Metamorph it, but it needs to be something pretty good here. Ooh, Sundering Titan. So Plains, Mountain, Forest. They have to get rid of one of their cards there. This is pretty bad, because it's going to get rid of all my red sources. The interesting thing is I get to Metamorph them back. Alright. So they can destroy 3 of my lands. Oh, they also have Godless Shrine. Go away. Huh. That changes things. Alright, so Island, Forest, Plains. If I Metamorph them back, like if I play Metamorph, I copy Sundering Titan, I get to go destroy your Plains, destroy your Island, and I think I can count this as the Forest and the Mountain. If not, I have to destroy one of my own forests. That's not the worst thing in the world. But I think it's pretty safe to play my Island and just cast Metamorph. And then we just have 7/10s bouncing off of each other. Favors me in the long run. Yeah, let's go ahead and cast this bad boy. Yep. Boom. My opponent's on 1 land. Nice. All right, now we got to make something happen here. Oh, opponent just scoops it. Nice. Pretty miserable for the opponent there, but hey, they played the Sundering Titan, you know. All right, anyway, moral of the story here, don't pass Emrakul in Vintage Cube or Modern Cube or any cube. The card's insane, but sweet set of matches. We redeemed ourselves. We got a trophy. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Seemed like a fairly short set too, well, comparatively. But anyway, exactly the type of decks I love to play. In Vintage, cheat big things into play. Go nuts. Hope you guys enjoyed it. My name's Timothy. Hopefully get to jam a couple more cube drafts before it goes down and Rivals comes out. And be sure to check out the video I posted about what Rivals of Ixalan can do to fix Ixalan draft, because I've voiced my opinion about Ixalan. I'm not a huge fan of it, but there are some things that I have high hopes for in Rivals of Ixalan. But anyway, with that being said, once more, my name's Timothy. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the draft, and I'll see you all next time.